When did you start planning to move to New Zealand?
It was like, I was pregnant with Sandra. I was offered, our company offered for an early retirement, wherein they're going to pay us like more than. So I decided like, okay, I will avail of the early retirement and then maybe put up some business. But then when I started doing business, it's really difficult. Like the money that you will earn from business is not enough. And then so I decided looking at migrating to other countries. So my first option was Canada. To apply for Canada, it would take like the agent. The agent told us that it would take 3 to 5 years to do Canada. The agent told us like, why don't you just move to Australia? I couldn't imagine Australia, or maybe we'll just do New Zealand because I have lots of friends also who's here in New Zealand. So that's how it came about. Applied, I think that was May of 2005, and then our visa was approved like 2006 December. Second week of Feb 2007, we took our flight going to New Zealand.
What were the main push factors that made you want to leave that country?
It's corruption because our office deals with housing. So every time we have a lot of projects, like it feels good to be able to help to a lot of people. But then when corruption sets in, like we don't have any like progress, that I decided like because of this corruption, I'd rather like start looking for something.
What was the journey here like? Were there any difficulties?
The journey, like, when we arrived 2007, most of the companies here in New Zealand doesn't know the existence of the Philippines. The accent also, like something, the most important thing for you, and then just to be able to carry 20 kilos each. So it's like letting go of some other stuff that it's not really important to you. So yeah, that's the hardest thing, just packing your things for just 20 kilos each.
Unsa imong kinabuhi pagkaabot nimo diri?
Pag-abot na mo, the immigration granted only 5 months for us to stay here in New Zealand. So I have to look for a job within those 5 months. Moto, pag-abot dere, I do look for a job that is skilled so I can apply for a permanent residency. So,
How did your experience compare to how you expected it to be like here in New Zealand?
but then when I arrived, it's a big adjustment because in the Philippines, like there's a lot of people. They stayed outside and then they will greet you good evening or something. But then when we arrived here, it's so quiet. It's the quietness of the place that is like, yeah, I missed home. Those are the things that I missed home. Like there are no people here. People are just inside their house. And then there are no malls. Asians, like I think you knew, Asians love shopping. Yeah, so it's really an adjustment for me. That was the like, oh, I miss those things.
Did your job change when you migrated? Was it hard to find work?
It was a bit hard, but then what motivated me to look for a job is like I just keep on praying that I can find a skilled job to have our family granted permanent residency. But then, yeah, in the Philippines, I was like the assistant manager, and here I started an office like an admin assistant or something.
Was the language barrier hard for you and your family?
Is the accent and the use of words. Like in the Philippines, we use it as rubbish bin. Here it's garbage or something. Because American English sometimes, like even the pronunciation, it's different.
What about like your flight fee and things like that?
The flight from Philippines and then stop stopover in Hong Kong, and we stayed there for like maybe 5 hours, and then after that took our flight. It was, I think, 10 o'clock in the evening from Hong Kong, and then go to New Zealand, and then we arrived here like I think 12 or 1 o'clock. Yeah, so there's a lot of crying because I could not imagine like how far New Zealand from our country. Like it would take 13 hours to come here. So my papers, the approval. Yeah,
Talk about that.
our visa that was approved at the time. So I am an accountant in the Philippines. So I am the principal, and I have to look for a job related to an accountant for me to get a permanent residency. So when I arrived here, the New Zealand immigration just gave us like 5 months. So when I arrived here, I was only given 5 months visa to look for a job related to my skills in the Philippines. I'm also like, I have a daughter, so as a parent, you will always think of something to improve the life of your kids or children or my daughter. So because our country, the Philippines, it's a third world country, it's a developing country. So for a Filipino, like for example, if you will apply for a visa, if you want to travel to as a citizen, they have doubts when you're going in to developed countries like the States, New Zealand, UK, and others. So it's really difficult. So by applying to a developed country like New Zealand, it's like giving a good future for my daughter Sandra.